Ellie, thank you so much. It is a pleasure to talk to you about this lovely film. I had such a wonderful time watching it. I honestly had no expectations or any knowledge about the story of or the book. And I was pleasantly satisfied with the film, got swooped in from the first scene. So I will say it's one of the refreshing surprises of the summer. Tell me, let me start by asking you, tell me a little bit about how this story came into your hands and if you know anything about the book.
Thank you. I'm so happy that you enjoyed it, Felix. That's really wonderful to hear. So I met with Vicky White, the brilliant writer and director of the film, I think a few months before we actually started shooting it. And I fell in love with Vicky. I had seen her previous film, The Lost Husband, which was also an adaptation of a Catherine Center novel. I loved Vicky immediately. So I wanted to work on anything she was working on. So then when this project came about a few weeks later, I did read the script, but I knew I wanted to work on it even if I didn't like the script. Thank goodness I fell in love with the script too, because it's such a great story of a woman finding herself and reclaiming her happiness. And there's a resilience to her and a tenacity, which I really admired. And it's such a beautifully told story. And it turned out to be so beautifully shot. It's just a really, I think, uplifting story.
Yes, it is. While watching the film, at times it reminded me of films like Pray Love, Wild by Reese Witherspoon, films about what you were saying, finding yourselves, fresh starts, resetting. What other specific message would you like people to take away from the film?
Well, I think that there is a real wisdom in the resilience of Helen, the character that I play, because she is going through a very difficult chapter of her life. She's going through a divorce and she needs to keep moving forward. And I think she's a little lost when we find her at the beginning, and she's unhappy and she's not taking care of herself. So I think a message of resilience is one that I would love people to take away. Also, find happiness in the small things, you know, that there doesn't have to be a massive event to change your life, that it can be recognizing the small things that bring you happiness.
I agree 100%. Another thing that I love about the film, or another of the surprises of this film, is that the chemistry between the actors. What do you do, maybe have said, to strengthen that chemistry that we see on screen with Luke and Nico specifically? Because also the locations are awesome, and maybe that helped.
The locations definitely helped. Being out in the wilderness was so refreshing. And I do think when you're outside and you're battling the same elements, whether it's rain or wind or sun or whatever it is, you're all in it together. So you form a camaraderie from that. But the cast was so wonderful and we immediately bonded. We had a bunch of rehearsals before filming began, and you know, everyone is I think was excited to be there. So that helps when your coworkers want to be at their job. And they're all very funny, extremely talented, friendly people. So not only, I think the chemistry that you saw, which I'm glad you appreciated, was real on and off the camera. So that was a real blessing.
You did great. One last question. We can spend hours talking about my favorite sitcom of all time, The Office, but I cannot let you go without telling you that many of us are waiting for a sequel to one of the best comedies I've seen, Bridesmaids. Will we see a sequel at some point?
Who can tell the future? I haven't heard anything, but I'm on board if they do.
Excellent. Definitely. My time is up. Ellie, thank you very much for giving me a couple of minutes to talk about these lovely films, and enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You too.